views and opinions expressed in the following show are solely those of the host and their guests and not those of W4CY Radio, its employees, or affiliates. We make no recommendations or endorsements for radio show programs, services, or products mentioned on air or on our web. No liability, explicit or implied, shall be extended to W4CY Radio, its employees, or affiliates. Any questions or comments should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for choosing W4CY Radio.
Welcome to Outdoors People with me, C.W. Getz, and her, Maya Marzaki. Good evening, kids. It's Wednesday, March 1st, 2023. We have got a 57-degree Fahrenheit sunny day, a beautiful day here
That's nice.
Yeah, it was a little breezy, but I went outside with a sweatshirt on and go, yeah, maybe I better put that coat. It was a little breezy, but it really was a nice day. Now that translates, kids, to 16 degrees Celsius. And Maya, you're going to tease me with your weather, so let's just do it. What do you got?
Yes. But your weather is kind of better, actually, because we are in the summer, so it is 25 degrees Celsius and 77 degrees Fahrenheit.
And you think 57 degrees Fahrenheit is better than 77? On what planet? No.
It is too cold, and it is raining too much, like crazy. That's not good.
Well, it's colder here than it is there. 57, and you got 20 degrees warmer than we do. Fahrenheit, that is. But yeah, I'd take it. Honestly, I wouldn't complain about it. 77 is beautiful. It's all good.
It is.
But and everything's green there. I like that. Everything's green. Here it's just kind of brown. Brown's not that interesting.
That's true. So boring.
It is kind of boring. You're right. You're right. Oh my gosh. Well, tonight's episode of Outdoors People is brought to you by Rutabaga Paddle Sports, providing time on the water.
By Campground Views, making camping easier.
By Duluth Pack, made in the USA since 1882.
And by Jackson Kayak, pursuing joy through paddle sports.
Tonight's episode is the Development of SUP in Poland with our special guest, Milena Kaszubska. 38-year-old professional SUP instructor and coach, Milena Kaszubska also holds a master's degree in journalism and social communications she earned at the Poznan University of Social Sciences in Poland. During the 7 years she lived in the Florida Keys, Milena had the opportunity to be one of the coaches for Team SUP Monroe County in the Special Olympics. In 2020, Milena decided to return to Warsaw, Poland, where she started coaching SUP and training future SUP instructors. Heavily involved in developing the Polish SUP scene, Milena assists with organizing competitions like the Polish SUP, Polish Championships, and the Wawa Race. In 2022, she was on the organization committee for the ICF SUP World Championships in Poland, which is one of the biggest SUP races in the world, with over 500 participants from more than 40 countries. To date, Milena's biggest SUP racing achievements include second place in the 2018 12-mile Key West Paddle Classic in the U.S., second place in the 2018 4-mile SUP Hemingway Race in the U.S., first place in the 2019 6-mile Bone Island Paddle Race in the U.S., second place in the 2020 long-distance SUP Polish Championship in Poland, and first place in the 2022 3-mile SUP race in the long-distance canoe event at the Polish Championships. And with that, welcome to the show, Milena.
Hey, hello, everybody.
How are you doing?
I'm very good, thank you. Thank you for having me on your show.
Oh, you're very welcome. Yeah, very welcome. How's your weather there in Warsaw?
It's -3 Celsius degrees, which is like 26 Fahrenheit, around 26 Fahrenheit.
Okay, a little chilly there. A little chilly.
Yeah, it's middle of the winter. It's end of February. No, it's March actually already.
Just March.
Just March. But we should have spring in 3 weeks, but it's never like that in Poland. The calendar, The seasons are living their own lives. So
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we got some weird weather here in the States. Well, actually, all over the U.S. this year. Yeah,
All over the place, actually.
yeah, I think so.
Milena, I have to tell you, my mother would be proud of me for having a Polish girl on the show. She's Polish, and she, it's like, hey, the Polish people, Polish girl, I'm like, hey, we're gonna have a Polish guest. That'd be awesome. So I'm sure she'll be proud of me when she sees this. But thank you for being there. Appreciate it, and especially at midnight, another midnight. Yeah. So we really thank you for that.
No problem at all.
Yeah.
Thank you for being awake for us. That's really nice of you. So tell me, how did you get started in SUP?
So my story, first time I saw SUP in 2007. I was living back then also in Key West, Florida, and I saw someone just paddling into the sunset, and I thought, my first thought was, oh my God, how boring it must be. Like, you're just standing on the board and paddling, and that's it. Back then, I was more into like more active sports, like kiteboarding. I wanted to learn kiteboarding, wakeboarding, but SUP, no. I look at that and thought, no, it's not for me. But then 7 years later, in 2016, my friend, my close friend, she just asked me one Sunday, hey, I wanna go and I wanna try SUP. Can you go with me? I don't wanna do it by myself. So I went, and it's like I'm always telling, it's like love in first sight. First dip of the paddle in the water, and I was gone.
You were hooked. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, I was hooked. Couple days later, I bought my first board, and since then I start paddling every day. I start waking up before work, like 5:30 in the morning, just to go on the water, watch the sunset, chase the turtles and dolphins. Because I was living also in Key West, Florida, so it's the perfect place for paddle.
You really were in love with this sport. If you're getting up at 5:30 in the morning.
Oh yeah, and
just to hit the water. My gosh. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was never like morning person. If I had to woke up before 8, I was, oh my God, why is someone punishing me? What I done? But then someone changed, and just one week, and I'm completely changed. I start going to bed very early to just have to be on the water in the morning. So, yeah.
Okay, wait. 2 days after the first time you went, and you really didn't have any interest in going until your friend asked you, but 2 days afterwards, you went out and bought a board.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. First, I also find a place, or place found me, I don't know. I start paddling with Lazy Dog Key West. If you guys have opportunity to go to Key West, I highly recommended this place. They are rental kayaks and paddle boards, but they are amazing people. They love the sport. They love their job, so they can hook you up also. I think the water and all the weather, the water, the ocean creatures like turtles, like I say, dolphins, but the people who are working over there also, they're just amazing people. They treat me like a friend, close friend after a couple of days. And yeah, I thought, okay, it's something that I really, really love. Seriously, my first dipping of the paddle dip in the water, I start feeling something that I never felt before. I'm always saying one of the biggest love of my life is paddleboard. So
that's cool. You ever been in love with a man that much as your paddleboard?
Yeah.
I bet you didn't get up at 5:30 for him, though, did you? He probably
no. For sure, no.
We we did a trip. We did an episode last summer. My Canadian co-host went down there. We did adventuring in what was it? Adventuring Vacation, I think it was called. And Janelle Morissette was my co-host for that. And we loved Key West. It was great. But what was the name of the paddle sports shop that you just mentioned? I see an opportunity for a sponsor here. Hey.
Lazy Dog.
Lazy Dog.
Lazy Dog, and you can find them because they have all the dogs with them at the job. And the owner, Sue Cooper, she is an amazing person. She also is like a water person. She was surfing before, but she started paddleboarding in QS. So I'm recommending the place.
Cool.
If you wanna, have an adventure, not only just go and do something, but really enjoy it, I really, really recommend it. And like I said, they hooked me up with the boards for the couple first times, but then I thought, okay, I have to buy my own board.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's cool. That's very cool. Well, now, how long thereafter did you become, or how long was it thereafter that you became involved in racing?
It was almost a year later. So one of the girls who was working at Lazy Dog, she saw that I'm very active person, because when I was a kid, I always want to be the professional athlete, but then the life, come, and I had
happens.
to go to, life happens, exactly. But she saw me that I really enjoy being active, being on the water, and she just told me, hey, there is some fun race. It was not the 12-mile race, it was the smaller race, not around the island, but pretty much the half of the island. But she said the atmosphere is really nice. Everybody who are participating in the race are like family to each other. And she was right. I just went there for the atmosphere, to know the people, But I was hooked. It's not about winning, just the adrenaline on the start line, and then just fighting with pretty much myself, how far I can go. So yeah, I start thinking about the racing. I start training for the races specifically. So I wasn't only chasing the turtles. I also was going to the training. Then I found the other girl, also from Lazy Dog, of course, who started to train with me one-on-one, because SUP is really easy activities, but if you want to go deeper, in every sport, you can learn the better technique, the faster technique. So yeah, I started doing the one-on-one lessons, and start being a little bit, it wasn't only just to spend nice time, but also a training, like the sports trainings.
I'm gonna ask you this: did you win your first race? Because for me, it's all about winning. I'm sorry. I'm there.
Oh my gosh.
No, I was second, but actually the 12-mile race that you were talking about around the island, I wasn't expecting that I ended up in second place. So when they start reading my name, they didn't know that because the Lazy Dog was doing the race also, and my friend, she just started reading the list, and she didn't know, because in US I didn't go by Milena, because there is a hard to pronunciate for some people. So they start calling me Mimi, and they didn't know my last name. So when they wrote my name, they didn't know it was me. And they couldn't pronounce the name right, so I also didn't know that they
That's
thinking
how you got
about
that.
me.
Oh, that's cool.
But yeah, I was second, and I wasn't expecting that at all.
Very cool.
That's very nice. I am kind of the opposite of CW because the competition for me is like with myself. But anyways, it's always good to win in the second place, your first trial. So congrats. And
Thank
what
you.
happened? Because you were in love with SUP, you were in love with the place. What brought you back to Poland?
So two things. First, it was 2020. We all know what happened back then.
Yeah.
And the time was like, I didn't know what to expect. And the place, Key West, is very touristic place. So the island got shut down for like 3 months. We didn't have anybody who are not the local in the island. So, when there's no tourists, there's no business, there's no jobs. And then I injured my knee. I injured my knee, and I decided to not have I went to hospital in US, but also it's much cheaper to do the surgery in Poland. So I just decided, I think it's good time for me to go back to Poland. And also I start reading how the SUP scene looks like in Poland, and I figured out it's just starting to be something different than couple people paddleboarding, like going on a board. It started being some sport activity, not only like recreational one. So I thought, okay, I think it's like the world is telling me something. It's time to go back to Poland.
Yes, the weather is not that good, but still having SUP, right? So let's give it a try.
Yeah, the weather, the winter are the worst in Poland because sometimes the lakes or the body of water that I'm paddling on, they just freezing, so there's no place to paddleboard.
I can tell. So we will go for a little break. So we will be back with more of Outdoors People right after these messages.
A few years ago, someone asked Rutabaga's owner, Darren Bush, "Hey, how long have you guys been selling boats?" Darren replied, "Well, we don't sell boats. We sell time on the water." Of course, that comes in all types. We help people paddle more safely with Rutabaga outdoor programs. We rent canoes, kayaks, and stand-up paddleboards. We sell and install racks to get you from home to adventure. Rutabaga's got everything you need to get you out on the water, like paddles, life jackets, dry bags, and clothing. Rutabaga Paddle Sports, on the web at rutabaga.com. Mention you saw this ad on The Camping Show.
It is time to go camping. Introducing Campground View's virtual tours. You can tour the campground, see the sites, see if they are available, and click to book your perfect spot. Hit the open road and explore the amazing places found in nature. We make it easy to discover, find, and book your site so that you can go have the fun and freedom you seek. Campground View's virtual tours make it easy and simple for you to see where you are going.
Duluth Pack is handcrafted for every lifestyle, making memories since 1882. In store at 365 Canal Park Drive or online at duluthpack.com.
We're one big family, a community of paddlers, and we want to make sure that everyone has a great time out on the water.
We are made right here in Sparta, Tennessee, USA.
This is where every Jackson kayak is born, built by hand with a focus on innovation.
We are Jackson Kayak.
We are
Jackson Kayak.
We're Jackson Kayak.
We are Jackson Kayak.
And we're back with Milena Kaszubska here on Outdoors People. Milena, you started to allude to this, but I'm going to ask you the whole question here. But when you returned to Poland, what was the SUP scene like exactly? How popular was SUP when you arrived?
So before 2020, I would say just started growing up. So there was even the sports event around Poland, but it has like 15, maybe 20 participants on it. But in 2020, when I came back, actually they had the first Polish championships, and it was around 100 people participate in.
Oh, nice.
So I think I just came when it all started. The sports part started for good, but also because of 2020 and because Poland was shut down, all the gyms, all the places that you can go and do some activities were closed. People start buying like crazy the SUP and just going for lake, for some relaxing, not sporting, but just doing some nice thing outdoors.
Yeah, leisurely.
So yeah. So it's 2000. I would say 2020 is like a break in Poland, and it started in like mass scale right now. So first championships in 2020, and since then we have every year we have more and more participants and more people who are maybe not the 100% pro athletes because they working different jobs still, but they training whole year and they like treating SUP like something really not only passion but some like the sport.
Yes, that's cool. It is. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's fine. I was just going to say, so you really, when you got there, it really wasn't that big, and so you were kind of like, well,
it started. It was a beginning, but no, it wasn't that big like it is. For example, it's gonna be this year, or it was last year.
Yeah, very cool.
Yes. You were making grow in there, right? And how involved have you become in the Polish SUP community now?
So I was lucky because I meet with the guy who is like the head of SUP Sport Association in Poland. So he was doing a lot, like he was preparing Polish championships and other races. And I got in contact with him and we start working together. And now I'm part of the SUP Sport Association. I'm helping them to prepare the championships or other races. I'm coach in the sporting club in Warsaw also. This year, this coming season, we want to open the kids section.
Oh, wow.
So, because in sports, you are like till 18 years old. When you participate in, you are like athlete. After that,
I'm just going to ask you that. Yeah.
Yeah.
What age do those little kids start when you put them on an SUP?
I think the age 7, 8 years old is the age that the kids can start paddleboarding. of course, there's not like you taking them on really hard training. It's still like some kind of fun, not only the sport part, but also fun. But yeah, 7 years old is it's good time for kids to start doing pretty much any sport. So
Yeah, interesting.
yeah. So the sporting club, the sports association, I'm also doing the private lessons and also coaching the future instructors.
That's
So
cool.
yeah,
are
I'm
making
doing
it happen
every
there.
level.
That's cool.
You know, it's funny because this is what you do for a living. I mean, this is you have the journalism degree, but you said, nope, not going to do it. I'm going to do SUP and make my living. That's very cool. Very admirable.
Yeah, actually, when I came back to Poland, people asked me, oh, so what are you gonna do? I said, I don't know what exactly, but I want to work with SUP. I want to be on a board. So yeah, I'm doing everything I can to just, be on a board as much as I can, or just working to grow the sport, grow the community in Poland.
I admire you for that. Yeah, that's
Thank you.
very cool. You know, last summer, Poland hosted the World SUP Championships for the first time. Now, how does SUP competition differ from that of canoe and kayak? Actually,
So we got 3 different races. It's long distance race. It's 2 miles or more, but everything up to 2 miles is a long distance race, and you can have the race on lake, on the river. We have also the races on the river, or like the ICF World Championships. They were on the Baltic Sea, so it was open water. It was really fun, also hard because the weather wasn't exactly the perfect weather for paddleboarding. You can do the sprint. The sprint is around 200 meters, which is like 220 yards. So it's just, couple seconds, very fast sprint. And there are also technical races. They are like a mile, sometimes not even a mile race, but they have buoy turns. So you have to paddle fast and then turn very fast and try to not end up in the water because you might lose the seconds and.
That's very cool. We can tell that it's very different paddle boarding in US compared to Poland. Can you explain that more?
Actually, yeah. I don't know if it's like because US also have the West Coast and the East Coast, and they are completely different. On the West Coast, they have waves, they have open ocean, big waves like Pacific. So it's a little bit different than because in Poland and in Europe generally, we don't have much of open waters. Poland have only like 300 kilometers of coastline, so it's not that much.
Yeah.
More of the people are training or paddling on the lakes or ponds or rivers. So it's different, but also when I was in 2019-18 back then in US, the sporting part, I don't think it was growing as fast as it grows in Europe. I don't know why it's like that, but like I said, when I came to Poland, not my and Polish first championships, I was actually surprised on the level, like the sporting level. In Key West, in Florida, every races were more like family reunion. There were people that were competing, but it was like picnic, not a sporting event. In Poland, for the first time, I got to witness really like the sporting all the athletes were there not for fun.
So you people are serious there. You're out for blood.
They were.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I was surprised, but actually I was happy that, Poland and Europe doing something different than US, and I think we were first. I'm not saying that US didn't have the sporting event, because they have on the West Coast, they had paddleboarding sporting events since, I would say, 2006, 7 or 2008 even. Okay. But yeah, I think they were bigger in Europe. When they started in Europe, they were bigger and they were more serious, like you said.
Yeah. Wow.
Whoa, I would never imagine, because it's such a summer sport, right? I would never imagine that you guys are so good on SUP and on Poland. That's very nice. It's very cool to know.
Yeah, but the Europe got a lot of history with the canoeing, and actually, a lot of athletes, pro athletes in Poland, they were athletes before in canoeing, then they were retired, and now they start the SUP.
Oh, interesting. And speaking of weather, and we're going to do a commercial break, but I'm going to ask you this first. Do you wear dry suits over there like we do that here? I don't know. Do you guys wear dry suits in the winter, or is that something you don't utilize?
I'm not. Personally, I'm not. I never worn one. But yeah, there are people who are paddling in the winter. They are, not comfortable on the board. They were in dry suit, but I never tried one. Mostly because the cost of that is I would rather buy another board than try.
Yeah, they're not cheap.
Fair enough.
They're not cheap. Yeah, you have to mortgage your house to buy one, pretty much. No, I'm just joking, but not quite that bad. But they are pricey, though. They are pricey.
Yeah, they are. They still.
Have you ever fallen off the board and in the winter and said, "Boy, I wish I had a dry suit on"?
No, I never fell.
Wow.
Wow. But also because I'm very careful during the winter time when I'm paddling by myself. I'm really, really careful. I'm not doing the turns or anything because I don't want to get wet.
You don't want to do that. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's not fun for sure.
Yeah. Doesn't seem good. And we'll be back with more of Outdoors People right after these messages.
A few years ago, someone asked Rutabaga's owner, Darren Bush, "Hey, how long have you guys been selling boats?" Darren replied, "Well, we don't sell boats. We sell time on the water." Of course, that comes in all types. We help people paddle more safely with Rutabaga outdoor programs. We rent canoes, kayaks, and stand-up paddleboards. We sell and install racks to get you from home to adventure. Rutubaga's got everything you need to get you out on the water, like paddles, life jackets, dry bags, and clothing. Rutabaga Paddle Sports, on the web at rutabaga.com. Mention you saw this ad on The Camping Show.
It is time to go camping. Introducing Campground View's virtual tours. You can tour the campground, see the sites, see if they are available, and click to book your perfect spot. Hit the open road and explore the amazing places found in nature. We make it easy to discover, find, and book your site so that you can go have the fun and freedom you seek. Campground View's virtual tours make it easy and simple for you to see where you are going.
Duluth Pack is handcrafted for every lifestyle, making memories since 1882. In store at 365 Canal Park Drive or online at duluthpack.com.
one big family, a community of paddlers, and we want to make sure that everyone has a great time out on the water.
We are made right here in Sparta, Tennessee, USA.
This is where every Jackson kayak is born, built by hand with a focus on innovation.
We are Jackson Kayak.
We are
Jackson Kayak.
We're Jackson Kayak.
We are Jackson Kayak.
And we're back with our guest, Milena Kaszubska. Juan, let's put some photos up there that Milena sent us here, and we'll have her tell us a little bit about each of those. That's a cool picture, by the way. I like that picture, Milena.
I love that too.
I like it. Cool. I like it too. This is actually the Polish Championship. It was like a couple days, maybe a week after I came back from US. I just went there to meet with my friend now, the one that was invented in Polish SUP. He invited me to come to just see the Polish Championships, but actually I thought about competing, and I went there and I came in the second place, which was really fun.
Very cool.
I didn't have a much of competition back then. It was like maybe 8 girls paddling back then, but yeah. I was pretty happy, and it was a big sporting event that I didn't expect it to witness in Poland. So
The weather there is beautiful. And is it a lake, a beach? What is that?
yeah, it's a lake, and actually it was really hot for Polish people, but I came back from middle of summer in Florida, so for me it was I don't know what you're talking about. The humidity is not that bad, so I think that's why I ended up second place, because the weather
You're used to that,
yeah, and it was on my side. The weather was on my side, but yeah, there's a lake in western Poland. We have a lot of lakes covered in lakes, and there's a forest around. It's really nice.
Yeah. I see the bandage on your right knee there.
Yeah, because
when you said you hurt yourself,
yeah, I was, the knee was injured back then. I just didn't want to, to take it seriously back then. I wanted to be still active, so I was putting just a band-aid, but it was a band-aid. It wasn't helping me at all. I just ended up with big surgery. So
wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, you know what? Then second place, you could have got first if you didn't have a wounded knee, I'm guessing, right?
Yeah, but the first place, there's a girl in Poland. She's winning almost every competition in Poland, but I'm always joking that she's a professional athlete. She was on Olympics in Sydney, actually.
Oh, wow.
But she was a sailor back then. So, but still, she's in the sport since she was probably a couple of years old. So,
wow.
It's just my explanation.
Well, hey, if you're going to lose to an Olympic champion. I mean, why not?
Yeah.
Nothing to feel bad about there.
This one, this is the paddle feet. Also Lazy Dog from Key West, they taught me how to be more active on the paddle boards. I don't have to only paddle, but I can do all the fitness, not on the, on the ground. We can go on the board and just have fun on the board. So I incorporated that to Poland, and those are actually the girls from my sporting club from Warsaw. And sometimes I just want to, give them a little bit more than just the paddling. So doing something that for fun.
That's very cool. I saw some pictures of people doing yoga in a SUP. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, Actually, I never done yoga outside of the board. So I don't know how to do it on the ground, but on the board is really fun. This one, I'm coaching the future instructors. It was last year. Actually, my first coachings. But yeah, all the people from that picture that are instructor now. So I'm really happy. The girl in the front of the picture, she was competing in the World Championships, ICF World Championships, and she was like, I think in the first 10. So I'm really proud of her. Really happy. Cool. And this is the sunrise from Key West, one of the many. But yeah, I was going every day to see the sun rising. One day I just thought, oh my God, the people coming to Key West and paying a lot of money to go on the water and might or might not see the sunset or sunrise, and I can do it because I live there. So I just started doing it, and it was beautiful every day.
Beautiful, it is. Yeah, I like this picture. I'm like, I know what's going on there.
We are not in Key West anymore.
No, it's not.
This is the place where I got my sporting club in Warsaw, and it was my first winter. The water froze, and still I wanted to go and.
Is that a sledgehammer that you've got in your hand?
Yes, because there is ice all over.
Don't mess around with Milena, man. Oh my God.
So yeah, me and my friend, because we couldn't paddle because everything was frozen, but we figured out that we might just beat the ice around the board and just paddle in the one place.
I love it.
Looks like fun though.
That's a beautiful picture.
And yeah, back in Key West, this is the 12 miles race, and actually that moment of the race, it was the most struggle I ever had during any sporting activities. It was like the water, the people were start calling before we started, the people they called that place like washing machine. And then I found out why. The waves, the current, the traffic. You can see all the sailing boats, motorboats. It was crazy. But yeah, when I'm looking at that picture right now, I would love to be back there.
Yeah, I mean, who wouldn't want to live there? I love Florida. Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah, so beautiful.
And this is last year. It's my only, because last year I focused on the ICF World Championships because I was part of the organizing committee. But this is only one race that I was participating in. It was a sprint race. So it was like maybe 12 seconds, 13 seconds. Yeah. I came last. There was 3 people competing. I came last, but still, I love every second of that race. So it's my place where I have the sporting clubs. Yeah. And we are in the Gdynia, September last year, the World Championships that Poland hosted for the first time, like you said.
Yeah, very cool. Yeah, we're giving rides now. I love that.
Yeah. Like you see, you can, the kids starting, this is my friend's kids, and you can start paddleboarding with kids pretty much if you are sure enough that they want, like they want to be on the board for some time, you can take them and paddle with them very easily.
Yeah. That's very cute.
Thank you.
It is.
And thank you for sharing your pictures. And where can people follow you on social media?
So my Facebook is like my name, Milena Kaszubska. I know it's it's struggle for not Polish people. Yeah. And
Spell that
also,
out. Yeah, go ahead and spell it out for the listeners that are people just going to listen to the podcast. That's what this is.
Okay, it's MilenaKaszubska.
Okay.
It's Milena Kaszubska. And also on my Instagram page, it's mi.mimidz.
That's cool. Okay. Yeah, very good. Very good. Well, Milena, listen, we'd like to thank you here for being our guest on Outdoors People. It was an absolute pleasure having you here with us and talking about the SUP in Poland. I think that's very interesting. Yeah.
Thank you for the invite. I'm really happy I could tell you guys about SUP. Like I said, it's my whole world. So yeah, I'm really happy.
I'm happy for you as well. That's pretty cool that somebody has that kind of passion for what you're doing. So, yeah.
Thank you.
We'd also like to thank each of our sponsors for bringing you tonight's show: Rutabaga Paddle Sports, Campground Views, Duluth Pack, and Jackson Kayak.
Be sure to tune in for next week's episode, Mountaineering and Its Intense Challenges, with our special guest, Anne Farovig. I'm getting these names right. But until then, for Maya Marzaki, this is CW Getz saying thanks for tuning in to Outdoors People. See you next week.
Ciao.